Hello. Another day. My therapist just left because I am of sound mind. I am not unwell in my mind. Right? And so we talk and he offers wisdom as best as he's able, but he can't grasp like how far gone we both are as far as our connection, right? That he says, oh, why don't you just like join a monastery? And right, the bluntest truth with regards to that is that he's using a bunch of my intellectual property in that film. And so, right, this is why I fear that he's going to try to, right, actually destroy me on Friday, you know? Hello.
Hey, how'd your thing go with Daniel?
It's fine. It's my mother. So that he can have my material for free, make all the money, and like just be a cool satanic asshole. Like that's
Okay.
that's the fear. Right? So, right, if he's not using any of my material in the movie, I find it hard to believe that they can't just tell me that. Right? Like, oh, sure, they're famous. Like, no, I've written them, a million words plus. I've written every journalist in the Western world.
Right.
I'm making a video, mother. That's fine. I appreciate you listening. Right? That this is my point when I say intentional infliction of emotional distress. Because if there was no validity to my claims, then no one loses anything in telling me that he's not using any of my material, right? That I have nothing to worry about, that no one's, right? That no one's miserable, that no one, right? Because everyone's miserable. That's the point, right? And it is. It's just disgusting, All this fighting, all this grief, all this psychic warfare. I should have done it, I guess. I don't know. I'm torn. Because it is, it's me submitting for money. It's me submitting for temporal power, which I've never been okay with. That's never been what motivates me. He could have given me a single shred of control in my life. Right? Like, why do I have to leave everything behind? Why do I have to have no one to look to? Right? Because it's about control. It's about domination. It's not about love. It's not about bringing me up. Right? It's about bringing me down. Trapping me with money. And so now he's got this disgusting movie. And it's me, like it's, I am the movie critic. I always have been. And in that way I was foolish, I was arrogant, I was proud. But we're barreling towards the 17th. I wrote Fish's Management. I wrote the Divided Sky Foundation. Right? I wrote Mike Gordon's Wife. It's, what do they have to say about it? Is it funny to them, the thought of Danielle and her daughter dancing at Fish while Quentin is backstage, with someone, making me believe he's giving me AIDS? Is Like, is that funny? Is that funny, fish? You know, like, is that cool? Spiritual soothsayers, fish. Right? It's time to retire. It's time to retire. If you think that that's appropriate, then you have no business saying that you love your fans, because you don't. Because if you actually loved me, right, you would have told him to pay me and move on with his life. That he's always welcome. But Brian is too. Right? And so this is, right, like, why did they premiere What's Going Through Your Mind at Montegreen? Or maybe they premiered it in Michigan with Billy Strings. I guess there's something there, isn't there? It's disgusting. It's disgusting to consider. The thought of everyone lying, everyone just being evil for the sake of being evil. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. I know that he didn't want me to interpret it as him being evil. I do see that. That he was showing me he loved me in his perverse way. I chose my side. So, right? Right? If this is just about power, and because he can't have power over my mind, that I'm not welcome in Hollywood, why wouldn't they just pay me? Right? Because it's about the women. That's the point. That's the point. And so, if I had to guess, I would say that nothing happens until after Fish, and then I'll get my 600 million maybe, or 400 million in the women, the two women, Daniela and her daughter. But I feel like we all have strong feelings for each other, right? Not because we're all hot, but because we all want to be in love, that we all want to know that we found each other because of this movie, and that's like the magic of the movie, which I couldn't see as a result of my celibacy. It is true that I've been alone long enough. That is true. That I did it. I showed God that I know how to suffer. And now everyone knows. Everyone in Hollywood knows that I know how to suffer. That I know how to be a loving man, wise man. And so maybe that was the joke all along. It was him needing to justify it to his peers, because he does see that he did it to himself. And he didn't want to just admit that he lost the psychic mind game. I don't know. And so Friday will tell, the 17th. It's really sad and disgusting to consider the thought of Fish knowing I've spent every dollar I ever earned in my adult life to see them, to support them, right? That they just got manipulated by an evil man. Not only them, but everyone around this thing. David Berlinski. I find it really hard to believe that he doesn't have strong opinions. That his daughter, Claire, doesn't have strong opinions. I know that he's depressed right now, because something has to give, like something has to give. Like, as he brought me to heal, if I brought him to heal, I don't know, I don't know what the answer is. I know that I've been alone long enough. I know that is true, and that's where, I really faltered, because it was God showing me, oh, you do have friends, you do have people who understand, how you are, And And maybe that scared me, you know, just like it did him. And I couldn't see anything living there because it scared me. The thought of, the thought of the same thing that scared Quentin, the thought of like having someone that knows all your secrets and loves you all the same. I don't really know what else to say. I suppose I'll go. I want us to reconcile. You keep the women, it's fine. But if we can't be in love, right? If it was all just like a sick manipulation tactic, then you need to pay me. You need to pay me for destroying my mind as best as you were able, so that I can pick up the pieces and not worry that I have, that I have women who love me that I can't ever be close to because Hollywood seems fit on keeping us apart. I know that they're all adults. I know that for all that I worry, that how can it be like I worry it is? How can it? I just don't know. I just don't know why a woman would not just tell me, not have her representation tell me, what the truth is. Unless Quentin, right? This is the point of the 17th, isn't it? That we're barreling towards it, right? And I know that he's going to put it off for as long as he can, and it might be Wednesday, or even Thursday before I see something, or if it's afterwards, right? But the fear is that, right, he's going to have that stadium filled with people who are all like using their minds to help him destroy me, and it's really disgusting and evil, and it's the highest evil anyone can know. And so I guess Hollywood feels that I deserve to die, like I don't really know. It's really sad and disgusting, and it's heartbreaking to consider as far as Daniela, and just wanting to be in love, like that's all. No movie, no money, like sure, but can't we just love each other, like isn't that its own reward?